Okay, the title of this video, when you read it, you probably got stumped a little bit or might have thought there might be the letter A missing. But the title of this video is Life is Choice. And I've said that before, and people will say, well, don't you mean life is a choice? I'm going to go somewhere here that's a little esoteric. It might be a little controversial for some of you guys, but I want to go somewhere that will really open up your thinking if you allow yourself just to follow along with me. Question: where were you before you got to this planet? Ponder that. Where were you? I mean, were you in some cosmic waiting room? Where were you before you incarnated into this body? And just stay with me here because I'm going to take you somewhere in this video that's going to give you a lot more power in your life. So, where you were is, I don't know where you were, but you were somewhere, and you chose, because you're an infinite being, and even physics demonstrates that, and that's a whole nother video. Quantum physics, everything is physics. You were somewhere energetically. You incarnated in the body. But to the title of this video, Life is Choice, you chose to incarnate into your body. So when we talk about choice, and then we'll bring it to ground level, so to speak, in just a moment, but you chose to come to this planet. And when you look at life as choice, because we often think, well, there are choices in life, but when you look at you chose to come to this life, that is the ultimate choice in your entire life, this lifetime, is that you chose to come here. So what that demonstrates is that everything in your life, everything from before you even incarnated, everything in your life comes to choice. Where you are right now, whether you're making $1 million a year, whether you're making $10,000 a year, every bit of it's choice. Many years ago, I used to wait tables out of college at a very nice restaurant. For waiting tables, it's a great place to wait tables. And a guy, John, there, I remember we were talking one day, and he said to me, he goes, I don't want to be here. And I said, well, you applied, you're working here. And this is what he said next. He said, it's not my choice to work here. And my thought was, well, nobody made you apply. Nobody makes you come to work every day. Then what he would do is, he's what I call the wanderer. He would actually wander around, even though this was still a very well-known restaurant. We made good money as waiters a lot of years ago, servers. He was always wandering around looking for another place to work. And I ask you, what choices are you making in your own life that have led you to where you are right now, today? This is a hard pill for a lot of people to swallow, and people like to argue about it. And the reason they like to argue is because they're not being 100% responsible for the outcomes in their life. But here's the truth. And when you sit with this, it'll make a lot of sense to you. No matter where you are in your life right now, again, as I said earlier, making $10,000 a year or $1 million a year, it is because you, at some level, have made the choice to be there. So, give you an example here. You're not responsible for me. You don't make choices for me. Same thing, I don't make choices for you. If you're an adult, obviously, your parents don't make choices for you. And if you do, it's because you're allowing your parents to make choices for you. But you're 100% responsible for your own life. And if you don't have what you want, it's because you're not being responsible in the choices that you're making. Now, I was told many years ago by a mentor of mine, and I found this to be true in my own life many years ago when I was taught this, and if you think back to school, I'll tie this together, is in school we're never taught how to choose. So have you ever in your life been taught how to choose? Most of us just choose on autopilot, and when I say we choose on autopilot, our unconscious mind or our reptilian brain brings something to us and we just react automatically. What most of us never do is we never stop and say, right now I am presented with an opportunity to choose what is the best possible choice for me in this moment. And I want you to notice the way that I said that. In that moment, we become what I call conscious transformers, is that we have a situation, we have A and we have B. Most people just actually, by autopilot, just default into either A or B, which, by the way, is no choice, even though they think they're making a choice. But when we look at A or B, and let me go somewhere else and I'll come back to this. If I said, you know what, we're going to have some ice cream, and let's presuppose that you like ice cream. And I said, do you want chocolate or do you want vanilla? Which would you choose? Take a second. Which would you choose? You want chocolate or vanilla? And Matt, my camera guy, you want chocolate or vanilla?
Vanilla.
Vanilla, okay. So if you notice, Matt picked boring old vanilla ice cream. And those of you watching, did you pick chocolate or did you also pick vanilla? Which did you pick? The distinction that I want to create there is when I said, do you want vanilla or do you want chocolate? He didn't choose, because he choosing would have been saying, you know what? I don't want either. I want Jerry Garcia, Rocky Road, whatever, ice cream. You know, what is it? Chocolate chip ice cream or whatever. So in that moment, Matt didn't choose what he wanted. He actually defaulted to deciding. And that's what most of us do. Most of us actually work either or in life. You know, I see on Facebook, I saw this post one time, and somebody said in the post, would you rather have a house in the mountains or would you rather have a house on the beach? And all like 100 people answered, and they were either, oh, the beach or the mountains. You know what? That's not choosing. That's deciding. That's deciding between A or B. And my first thought was, well, why can't I have a house in the mountains and a house on the beach? So as you can see, and you in your own life have probably fallen into that, is that you're not consciously choosing your life. You're not transforming your life through conscious choice. You're deciding. And then what you do is you decide from circumstance. And when you work from circumstance, you repeat your circumstance and you fall right back into your old patterns again. What I want to leave you with in this video is pretty much what I started with. And like I said, it's hard for a lot of people to get their mind around that, because we love, as human beings, for the most part, we love to blame other people. We love to say, no, it's not me, it's because of my mother-in-law or my kids. Or what I hear a lot of is that people will say, well, Jim, you don't understand my circumstances. The reality is your circumstances don't matter, because whatever your circumstances are and how you respond to them is going to be based upon your interpretations and the choices that you make. So when I started, I said life is choice. And hopefully at this point, you're getting your mind around that, as I said, where you are right now, whether or not you want to own it yet, but where you are, and if you're upside down and your car's not running and you have flat tires, you're there because you're making the choice to be there, because truth be told, you are a conscious living being that has the power of choice. And until you actually start exercising that power of choice, you're going to continue to repeat your old patterns. So as I say in every video, we started obviously this topic here, and we've only got so much time here, but I'm going to record a podcast episode on this. So somewhere here in the video, click the link and go on over to the podcast episode, and we'll dig even deeper about you becoming a conscious transformer and learning to use choice to create whatever it is that you want to create in life.